Let's get into it, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a while since I've been on screen with you guys. And I'm excited just for Alabama football overall. As you all know, today we had Alabama Media Day. We had a lot of player interviews. Damani Jackson, Quay Roos are some of the headliners for the defensive side. James Smith kind of took, I mean, LT Overton kind of took the cake today with some of the things that he said with the mentality. It had Ryan Williams, of course, Jeremy Bernard showing up for the offensive side. We're going to get into a few of these takes today, but overall, man, I want to go around the table. Tonight, we just want to give our thoughts thus far. We're getting right into the meat of the real part of fall practice. We've had about 4 practices now under our belt. Give me your thoughts on what are some of the things that you're hearing, some of the things that you're seeing from the interviews. Coach Johnny, take it away. What is your feels around this Alabama Crimson Tide squad going into this 2025 fall season?
Well, I've been watching, a lot of tape and everything, and it looks really good, really good. A lot of experience. I can't wait till we talk about the top 25. Everything's starting to get released. I mean, we're less than 3 weeks away, and I scratched myself in the head like where are some of these predictions, like Ohio State, Texas, everybody, 1 and 2 or 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of stuff. But as far as Alabama, it looks pretty good. I mean, you have a lot of depth. You've got a lot of returning starters. You've got a lot of experience. And obviously, we've got a quarterback, but that is, I mean, it's going to be his first step in the ring. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be Ty Simpson. They'll announce it first of the week. They're going to leave everything open and that kind of stuff, competition and all of that. But right now, after about a week into fall practice, next week at the first week, they're going to make a decision because that's got to be laid to rest. The longer they let it roll on, the more talk and scuttlebutt and confusion. So that'll be laid to rest. I feel good about him. He's the coach's son. He is a guy that has been around the program for a while. And so excited with regard to that, excited with regard to the offensive line. Got some, we'll talk about, the Outland Trophy and stuff like that. And then defensively, guys, a lot of depth there. And so I've been watching what they're teaching, technique and stuff like that. It's all good. It's really, really good. I'm excited. Very
I'm
excited.
loving it transition. It seemed like there's a massive reception from this group of guys, this team here. Compared to last year, a lot of questions in the locker room who was really willing to phase into the new way of doing things to
Well,
create a new way of winning.
no,
So now,
too. I'm sorry. Too, Coach, and it goes to first year. Nobody
yeah,
knew a lot, but now we have continuity, and
yep,
now we got a ton of players that did not jump the boat, did not leave, that are there. They know the routine. They're comfortable. That they now will. Last year we talked a lot about identity. Was Alabama running team, passing team, defense, all this stuff. Now these guys know, and so that's going to be the biggest asset for Alabama.
100%, 100%. Coach Jeffrey, talk to me, man. I know you've been giving your takes over the past few weeks, man, as things have kind of ramped up. Give me your thoughts right now where you're sitting after today's media day. I know you're big on getting on top of those things, man. Give me your thoughts, man.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like there's a lot of high energy when it comes to Alabama football for this preseason. You see the players; they're confident with their media, reports and the Q&As, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I know that they have to be, energetic. You can't be going out there and, sounding like, oh, we're not ready. We got a lot of work on. They're going to hype it up. They're going to make sure that, hey, things are going well. We're doing well. But I feel the confidence and energy coming from them during the, the media days and reports that they're doing. And with fall camp so far, I agree with Coach Johnny on his assessment that I feel like the defense is ahead of the offense. Our defense is going to be a lot better this year. We've got so much depth, experience, returning guys all across the board with the linebackers, defensive line, secondary. So I'm very confident in all those position groups that they're going to take steps forward this season. I feel like our offense, it has its strong points. Receiver, I think, is strong. I like Horton. I like Bernard. Ryan Williams, he's a stud. I just loves hearing him talk about the game of football. Love seeing, his tape. He's going to be one of the best receivers this year. And it's all about who's getting the ball to him. I agree with Coach as well that it's going to be Ty Simpson. He's going to be the starter. But they're just kind of holding it out, I think, because why name the starter? You don't have to. You're not obligated to do so. I mean, everybody's like, oh, you should name a starter. You don't have to. I don't understand this notion that you have to name a starter. It's not a big deal. Ty Simpson's going to be the guy. It's just hasn't been named yet. It's not a big deal. So I think that Simpson is going to be fine. I don't think he's going to be by far one of our better quarterbacks in the last decade or two, but he's going to be solid enough. He's going to have enough talent around him on the edge. They need to run the ball more, as Coach mentioned as well. We had an identity problem last year, not running the ball consistently outside of Milroe with the QB run. So I want to see some more actual run plays to running backs, get Jam Miller involved, get some of our other backs involved. We always have talented running back rooms. And then our offensive line, I think, is going to take a step forward this year as well. I like some of the things we've done there. So overall, I'm liking the vibe for this season. I think it's positive. I think it's energetic. I think in year 2 with Kalen DeBoer, he's going to be more ready and prepared for the SEC. The players are going to be more prepared and ready. He's got more of the type players he wants now. So I think it's all positive for sure as we head into the 2025 season.
100%, 100%. And Jackson, man, we've had some conversations offline. We'll kind of dive into our stuff a little bit more on Thursday. But Jackson, just initially, man, just give me your thoughts, man. Looking at it from more so of the analytical fan side of things, man. What are some key things that you think early, just from the interviews, from some of the language that's being spoken, some of the practice footage that you're seeing? What are some of the analytical things do you think you see clearing up very soon, with coming into year 2 with this Alabama Crimson Tide squad?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of confidence throughout the Crimson Tide for 2025, more so than last year. And I think that the receiving corps is going to be amazing, 10 times better than it was last year. Because last season, we were way too overly reliant on Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
But matter of fact, because we got Bernard helping him out, Horton heard the Tide calling for him from Miami. So he's like, okay, I don't want to relive the 90s anymore. I'm going to go over to Alabama where they relive the nowadays. We don't want to relive the 90s or the 2000s. And you look back at some of these past interviews from the past few months where you saw Ryan Williams and Horton going on Gruden or this here podcast, that their episode where you see them just vibing very well. And I think that's going to show on the field as well. And there's another guy I think everybody needs to look out for. The transfer from Troy, Brody Dalton.
Yeah.
I think, because it's like you got to have a little tight end game. You don't want to get overly reliant on your wide receivers. That's where you get Brody Dalton. And the funny thing is, when he has transferred, it's all been in-state.
Yeah.
So he's going to make his last year in college awesome in Tuscaloosa.
I think he'll find a nice fitting spot in his offense, and not necessarily a heavy load, but somebody that's going to be an equal impact opportunist with as much skill set that's surrounding the quarterback position, especially in the pass game. You'll find a guy like Brody Dalton who has the complete set of tight end skill sets that you want. Great in-line of scrimmage blocker, great out in space blocking, can get you the intermediate and those possession yards after catch is even something that he's averaged higher than 46% of his peers across college football, with the limited amount of targets that he's seen. So if you do target per or catch yardage per catch per and ratio, he was right there in the top 10%, 15% of tight ends in this class that's eligible to go to the draft. So a good pickup, like you said, Jackson. But overall, I look at this thing from more so past the locker room. Look at how the effect of recruiting has been. This 26 class is continuing to shape up to be a top 3 class. And a lot of this is the influence in what you see on roster, the on-campus visits and player interaction. I know personally has been a huge effect on a lot of these 4-star and 5-star kids committing to the University of Alabama. And I know a lot of fans are in this day and era of NIL controls everything, but Alabama's pockets are not thin. But we are picky, and it's for the right reason. And you're going to see why Alabama is very picky. It's going to be reasons like Jalen Mbakwe being able to see that type of investment, knowing that, hey, you don't want to let an asset, your most athletic asset on roster, get away in the portal. And I believe it was a strategic a move made by Mbakwe, but also by the university. And it's benefited in recruiting and overall the locker room camaraderie, the level of motivation that you see behind this team. to not have to worry about the extra business stuff on the backside, knowing that you have a staff that really cares about your value. This squad is pretty locked in, and I can't wait to see to start unveiling a lot of the things that we'll be doing on the Coach Smoot Network and bringing over here the voice of college football, because a lot of things that's being said in the media, things that should be being said in the media aren't being said from these players' mouths. So I can't wait to get into a lot of those topics later on in the season.